Hello YouTube, what's good everybody? Today we're discussing the IWC Big Pilot Le Petit Prince. That's right, this is a special version of the Big Pilot dedicated to the Little Prince, the literary work by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. How do you know this is that special edition? By just looking at the beautiful sunburst blue dial. That blue means Le Petit Prince. Is it worth the money? Is it a valuable timepiece? Now, I have been wearing this watch for like a month and I have only nice things to say about it. First off, let's just take a look at it. When I think of a pilot watch, I think IWC and specifically Big Pilot. It ticks all the boxes for me. The case is exquisitely executed with a beautiful brush finish, big dial, very legible, beautiful sword hands, big and Arabic numerals, nice legible chaptering, all of this complemented by a stunning leather strap made by Santoni. Easy to operate with the diamond-shaped big crown, which is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also functional. I will get to that in a moment. Let's talk about what's important, the inner works. This is an in-house movement, therefore made by IWC. 168 hours power reserve, that is 7 days, date function, central seconds. The movement is shielded from magnetic fields thanks to a soft iron inner case. Power reserve of 7 days is achieved through the adoption of two barrels. This is such a great feature. I'm very fond of it. I, for one, like to be able to wear a different watch every day. And coming back to this one after almost a week, if fully wound, without having to set time and date, certainly makes my life easier. Let's take a closer look at the case back. And here he is, the little prince with his cape and sword, beautifully engraved in the case back. A beautiful touch. I, for one, certainly appreciate it. Now that crown, with its conical, almost diamond-like shape, it makes for a very distinctive design. I absolutely adore this crown, and it makes it a pleasure to wind, thanks to its generous size that can be operated even wearing gloves and making a just-in-time a very swift operation. And while we are on the subject, setting the time and date is exactly what you would expect. First position, the crown is screwed in securely into place. Then unscrew it, turning counterclockwise until you hear a click. Now you're ready to wind that movement. Another click to set the date, and last position is for adjusting time to a reference. Now let's take a listen while I wind this movement, and please notice how quick the hand of the power reserve complication moves around. And now the strap. The strap is calfskin leather made by Santoni. Those rivets are a classic in a pilot watch strap. Execution is absolutely stunning. The level of details and quality is superb. Check out the stitching, all handmade. Notice how it tapers from the lugs to meet this excellent machine deployment clasp. Notice how the mirror polished beveling continues here to match the overall design. The IWC engraving on the clasp is also a nice touch. I have yet not purchased any aftermarket straps for this watch. I just think the Santoni strap really is a perfect match with that beautiful chocolate brown. However, if I had to look around, I would consider also different colors, and specifically, I will take into account the distressed jeans strap. That's an interesting one. At this point, you might wonder how big this watch is. Well, it is certainly on the big side. Lug to lug measures 55 mils, case size 46 without the crown, and the crown itself, oh well, you're looking at 11 mils. How is that for a big crown? Having said that, the crown itself is probably the one thing that made me pull the trigger. The customary wrist shot. Just one thing, check out the left side of the strap and how much shorter it is from the right side. That is to properly accommodate the deployment clasp so it sits nicely at the center of your wrist. I have a 17 centimeter wrist size, 7 plus inches. It wears big. But hey, it has to. After all, we're dealing with a pilot watch here. I think you can wear this with any attire. It wouldn't be out of place under the cuffs of a shirt, although, of course, you cannot call it a dress watch by any means. Now let's talk about what I consider the only negative with this timepiece. Usually I don't like to talk about money, but in this case, the only negative I can think of is the price. Retail is 13,900 Swiss francs, 15k US, secondary market, gray market, you're looking at a little over 10k in mint conditions. Trouble is though, this is neither Rolex, Patek, nor any highly desirable brand for that matter. So you're definitely looking at a financial loss should you consider flipping it. That's how it is, unfortunately, at the moment when it comes to IWC. Great brand, highly regarded, great watches, but there's a little bit of a fall if you think of reselling. So, what do you get for this money? A beautifully executed tool watch, aviation inspired with a proper in house movement. In the IWC lineup, you can find watches, pilot watches with a chronograph function for half the price. But would you be happy with the value movement? I wouldn't. What I'm looking for is value. This is my take on the subject. You may think differently. Let me know if that's the case. Proportions on this watch are exquisite. Highly contrasting dial with that central second hand makes for something that would find its natural place in a cockpit of an airplane. Date function complication, which actually sits at 6 o'clock, not interfering with the symmetry of the dial. That's clever thinking. With that power reserve indicator at 3 o'clock, you always know how energized your watch is. You can even watch that hand moving while you manually wind it, although it quickly winds automatically while wearing it. Faster than other watches, I may add. That is an excellent movement. Alright, guys, that kind of wraps it up. Thank you for watching, and catch you in the next one.